Hey, today for Godly Play, we're going to talk about and tell the story of Epiphany. And so I wanted to start by going to an expert. Do you remember Dr. Violet? Some of you may have met her before, but she is an expert in all things liturgical, and she knows a lot about Epiphany. And so I invited her to make this rare appearance just for us. So let's see if Dr. Violet is available for this interview today. Dr. Violet, how are you? Oh, it's so good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Awesome. Okay. So, Dr. Violet, today we're going to tell the story of Epiphany from Godly Play. And it talks about things, and I thought maybe you could give us some of the basics. So let's start with the most basicest of all basics with what does Epiphany mean?
Too easy, too easy. Tiffany's is a place to buy fine jewelry. There's a classic movie called Breakfast at Tiffany's. I've never seen it, but I hear it's good. Also, we have a musician named Tiffany with a beautiful voice and a master of the piano.
Okay, that information is true if I had asked you about Tiffany, but I didn't. I said Epiphany. Maybe I didn't say it clearly, so I mean Epiphany.
Oh. Let me think.
Please do.
Think. I've got it.
Okay.
Epiphany is a special day when we, the church, remember the arrival of the Magi to visit the child Jesus. Some people even call it the Three Kings Day. That is a lot easier to say than Epiphany.
I think you've got it figured out now, and you're right. Three Kings Day would be a lot easier to say. Well, I have heard that the 12 days of Christmas start on December 26th, and then they end on Epiphany. Is that true? Did I hear right?
Very true, very true. Epiphany is celebrated on January 6th. It is a Wednesday this year, so sometimes we celebrate it on a Sunday.
Does that mean that the wise men arrived at the manger 12 days after Jesus was born?
Oh, goodness, no. Many believe that the wise men took 2 years to arrive at Jesus' home and never appeared at the manger at all. It took a long time to follow a wandering star.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
The season of Epiphany calls us to be the light of the world. It's perfect that we recognize it in January when our days are shorter and our nights are longer. It can be very dark for us here in Wisconsin. And so the light of Christ, gives us hope. And so we, too, are to be a light in the dark world. Hope bearers, I like to say. You may be the only light some people see.
Wow, Dr. Violet, that is deep.
Too deep? Well, let's hear that story you said you were going to tell. The story of Epiphany. Hey, I said it right. It just took a little practice.
Well, good job, and thanks for your insights. I think I'm ready to tell the story now. Are you guys ready at home? Let's take a minute to get ready, and then we'll get to hear the story of Epiphany. Now, I know that my nativity set, I have it spread out right here for the story, but my nativity set, it has Mary and Joseph, here we go, they have a donkey, and some shepherds and sheep, and baby Jesus, a cow, but mine has 3 wise men. Does yours have 3 wise men too? We always put them in the story as if they showed up right when Jesus was born, just like the angels and the shepherds. But you know what? The wise men didn't find Jesus at the same time as the shepherds. I guess it takes a long time to follow a star. Dr. Violet pointed that out for us, and that's so helpful because they came much later. Some say it was like when Jesus was 2 or something, and they found the child Jesus, not the baby Jesus, and he was with his mother. And soon as they saw him, they knelt down to honor him as a king, and they gave him these 3 special gifts. Well, today we get to hear the story of Epiphany. So welcome to Godly Play. We have fire and candles. So if you're going to light candles, make sure that you have an adult with you. So I'm going to light these Do you remember the Advent story where we had the 4 weeks of Advent? And this is the candle of the prophets. And here is the candle of the Mother Mary and the Father Joseph. And here is the candle of the shepherds. And this one is the candle of the wise men. And then here is the Christ candle. And we put our baby Jesus out because it's after Christmas time. Well, this is the candle of the Magi, the kings, the wise men, and here are their gifts. This is gold. It's not real gold, but this is gold. It's actually gold-covered chocolates. But the gold was for a king. I bet you can find something gold in your house. The wise men gave Jesus gold because gold is a good gift for a king. But Jesus was a different kind of king. So they also brought frankincense. Can you see what that looks like? They also brought frankincense. This was something that was used for worship back in Jesus' day. And it's still used for prayer today. Some people burn it for the scent. It doesn't really smell like anything right now. Maybe you've smelled it in an oil. I have it in this oil too. Maybe you've smelled it in an oil or in a candle. So here is frankincense. Doesn't smell like anything, but watch as I light it. Oh. Do you see the smoke? Ooh, it's black. Do you see that black smoke? As I light it, it changes. Ooh, we're going to put that down. Ooh, I'm going to get another piece. That one got really charred fast. Caught me by surprise. Here's one. Let's see. This one's a little bigger. Maybe you'll be able to see it. First, the smoke is black, and then it turns white, which is pretty neat. My tweezers are hot. Okay, I'll do it one more time. See, can you see the black smoke and then the white smoke? Ooh. Oh, now it's on fire. All right, that's pretty cool frankincense. The frankincense, then once it's burned, the scent is released. So you can't smell it from home, but you can see the smoke burn. And I'll tell you, it smells pretty good. I can definitely smell it now. Okay, they also brought him myrrh. Now this was not a gift for an ordinary king. This is what was burned at funerals. It's also placed with the dead when they bury them. Kind of morbid sounding, isn't it? This is for someone, this is a gift you would give someone whose death was important. So we're gonna watch again as we put it in the flame. Do you see it? Do you see it change? It's like a science experiment. Oh, there we go, there's some good smoke. As it changes from a solid to a smoky. Do you see that? Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, that smells interesting too. That has more of like a smoky smell. Much more fiery smelling. We're gonna put those in a safe place because they are hot. Well, it's very different smell than the frankincense. And some people like one and some other people like the others. Maybe that people don't like both smells, but they're both important as gifts to show that this king was not to be like other kings. Now, let me change the light. I'm gonna change the light of the prophets. See how it fills the room? And I'm gonna change the light of the Mother Mary and the Father Joseph. light just changes and it sort of goes every which direction. And I'm going to change the light of the shepherds. And I'm going to change the light of our wise men. And I'm even going to change the light of the Christ candle. Ooh, that was a good one. It's real smoky. You can see how it fills the room and goes every which way. Now, I didn't say I was going to put it out. I said I was going to change the light. So just because you can't see it now doesn't mean that it's gone. It only means that you can't see it. You can still feel Christmas. It is filling up the room with the prophets and the Holy Family and the shepherds and the three kings. And anywhere you go, you can come close to them. This is the story of Epiphany, the story of the three kings who knelt at the child who was unlike any other king. There, that's our story.